All right. It finally has stopped spinning and says we are live, so I'm going to trust it. How we doing? Happy Sunday. Happy oops. Happy daylight savings ending? Question mark. I think we have swapped to standard time. I think maybe. Anyway. So yeah. Okay. We're here. Hello. Welcome. I have put up the poll. That was part of why it took me so long, was because I was trying to word the poll options. But here is our lovely thumbnail for today. What is your work in progress's setting? So I have rural, jungles, forests, etc. Urban/suburban could be any time frame you want, but urban/suburban. Space stations, ships, and planets, or in the belly of an eldritch horror. You never know where you're going to set things. I mean, you know. But yeah, so that's sort of, hopefully that gives you a range of things to choose from. But yeah, so that is our picture poll because there's not, I mean, obviously there is a leaning in terms of the thumbnail picture would belong to the rural, jungle, forest area. But yeah, so hello. Keiko says hi, hello, welcome. Taking a shower first, then joining. Excellent. Becca is here. Hello, welcome. This is where I said hello. Stacy said hello. Excellent. Hello. Work in progress is setting. I could show pictures because you're the Japanese tourist of Arlathian Forest in Dragon Age. Nice. So you're taking all the pictures. Gotcha. Kara says, I'm working on a post for a blog that you're part of. I'm always last minute on these things, aiming for about a 500-word post on writer's block. Nice. Excellent. The Eldritch Horror is funny because today you were actually in a place in the game that looks like it's Lovecraftian or the home base of the Death Eaters. Gotcha. Stacy says, okay, that was much easier than I thought it was going to be. In terms of the poll, hopefully I give you an option that was easy enough to click. Yes. Kara says, time change. The time change jump scared you this morning. You slept a little after your alarm went off. Then you went to the kitchen. The clock said 8:30 when you were expecting around 7 or 7:30. Then you remembered. Yeah, that was what I had seen. I don't remember which one I looked at first. I think I looked at my watch first. And I was like, oh, I should really get up. I got to get up. And then I started moving around. Then I looked at the clock and I was like, wait a second, because I have an atomic clock. And then I have the cell phone as well. And they update automatically. So I was like, wait a second, what time is it? And then I remembered. So then I went around and set up, changed all the clocks in the house. So Cool Gamer says hi. Hello. Welcome. Megan says, hello. I've been doing homework all morning so that you can get to an art fair later today. Excellent. That sounds like a great motivator. I would love to go to an art fair. Yes. Kara says, from me, you would expect the belly of an eldritch horror, but I'm currently working on a contemporary romance set on a fictional tropical island. Ooh, okay, so is it like a resort tropical island, or they shipwrecked there and it's like nothing tropical island? Because that at least gives you choices A and B. You did 8 hours of homework yesterday, 8 assignments in total. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Anyway, yes. I'm glad you're averaging only an hour per assignment, though. That is good. That is good. In terms of the poll, it was easy. Yes, good. Stephanie, hello. Welcome. First time joining live this NaNoWriMo. Welcome. We are celebrating National Novel Writing Month, the event, as well as New Draft November, Rough Draft Challenge, whatever you want to call it. So, yes. Okay, so, sorry, we had bananas in the kitchen, and now we've got those little teeny gnats. So if you see me just like swatting the air in front of my face, just know that one of those is annoying. Anyway, Kara says, from the Therapets deck, the friendly axolotl says, you are going to get through this just fine, which is always a very nice reassurance. Stacy got up early because you were awake and the clock in our room did not automatically change. Oh no. Yeah. I very much appreciate the atomic clock. It was a graduation gift from high school from friends of my parents. And so they sent the atomic clock as well and an elk antler whistle that I've always kept on a keychain. So it's actually on the keychain that I use for going for walks. Just got like very little on it. And both of them have been great. And like very durable, not, I think I've only had to change the battery on the atomic clock since I graduated high school, maybe 3 times. It's very, very efficient. I love it. It's going to be at this. Okay, so the art fair is going to be at the San Diego Convention Center. So it's a big fair. Nice. That'll be really fun. Just walking around and seeing all the art. Stephanie says you're going with a small town and a haunted house for this work in progress. Okay, so small town. Is it more like rural small town or suburban small town? Because either one could work. But then again, if it's a haunted house, you could also go in the belly of an eldritch horror. So you have like all the choices except for the space stations. Unless your haunted house somehow is a space station. Then you could just have all of them. That could be fun. Nikki is here and says, hey, everyone. Hello. Okay, so the tropical island is a resort run by a family. The twin brother and sister fall in love with 2 German cousins. Okay, sorry. Good. I was like, I had a moment of like twin brother and sister fall in love, and I was like, Okay, anyway, so yes. The twins fall in love with 2 German cousins, one of whom is a widower and with a little daughter, and the other is a fantasy author. Could be very fun. The card from the I always mess this up. Wake Up, Kick Ass, Repeat deck says, today is your day. I like that. Fruit flies, right? Yes. They're tasty snacks for hummingbirds. All of our hummingbirds have fled. They have all gone south. The last one we saw we were pretty sure a migratory one. I mean, they're all migratory, but one that had come from further north. And it popped in on October, I want to say 14th. Might have been 15th, but somewhere there. Because we hadn't seen our normals for about a week before that. So there's a feeder that you put a banana into for the hummingbirds that is better than the sugar water mixtures for feeding them. I'll have to look into that because we do get regular hummingbirds during the season. So I'll have to check. But yeah. And I also, my aunt recommended, because they live in Florida and they always have fresh fruit. She recommended something. I think I put it on the shopping list. The Zero or Zevo plugins. We've not tried those, but she swore by them. So maybe I'll have to pick some of those up from the store. So you drew the moon reversed. Ooh, okay. Okay. That could be fun depending on how you want to write it and which character you think this might be referencing. Becca says mine is definitely suburban, 80s suburban. Nice. Kara says, I'm really appreciating the electric blanket that my son gave me for this cold weather. It's not that cold today. It's only 54, but snow is coming. Okay. So it's like you can feel that change coming. Yes. At the moment, it's only 67 here, which is far too warm in some ways and far too cold in other ways. So it's like, no, you're not doing a Cersei and Jamie. Okay, good. Just checking. Had a moment where I thought maybe. Megan says in the Jane Austen tarot, it's just a fun tarot. I'm glad you got that. You got the 7 of clubs / wands, meaning challenge. Developing a green thumb requires vigilance and keep watering your garden. So yes, so it's a persistence card, which is fitting considering you still have homework to do today, right? Kara says, we get a few hummingbirds in the summer. My son would allow bananas for hummingbirds. He doesn't like bananas and even hates them having them in the house because they always bring in fruit flies. Yeah, we've had some luck, continuing to duct tape the stems because the eggs are usually in the stems. There's always a couple that hatch. But we left ours because we bought a big bunch since we were having guests, but we bought them green. And so they took forever to turn yellow. And then it was downhill from there. So today you are reading what you already wrote with some editing. So you don't expect too many new words. Gotcha. But hey, editing in the process sometimes is easier than editing all the way at the end. Megan says, it's cold in my opinion, and I'm in California. Yes. Your son's 21-year-old cat has come to pay you a visit. Mom. Cat scratch. Your dad has arrived, so you're going to take a break for a bit to visit. Gotcha. So then I had 2 other successes. One yesterday, one today. So I finally was able to do a Dutch braid. Normally I do French braids. So I have a little bit of a raised braid. Hopefully you can see that. But it definitely did not start as far forward as I thought it was going to with like the raised section. So I'm going to have to work on that. But hey, I at least managed to do an entire Dutch braid, it was very mind-boggling because instead of having to do over, I'm having to constantly think about bringing it under. So it's definitely the opposite of what I normally do. And then when I got to the bottom, I was like, because I wanted to like do my normal braid and I feared that would probably undo part of it. So I had to keep going until I could flip it around and like actually reach it anyway, but I did it. So yay. The other success was that I finally finished the dog head for the crochet critters. So I have already shown off the cat. So my friend commissioned me to make a black cat for her cousin who has a black cat. So there's the black cat. Very cute. Very enormous. I used one of the hard noses and the big eyes. But there it is. So cute. And she has sort of like rosy pink inner ears. So I did that color change there. So this one was the one that I already had finished, but very large, but cute. And then I had the body done I copied the body because the body pattern for the dog was way too big. So I copied the body from the cat pattern. And I made the dog, the golden retriever. He's a very, very white, so white gold retriever. But anyway, so I finished the dog yesterday. And I think he turned out good. So now I have these. So I already texted her a picture. I was like, I finished. So now I have the grumpy cat and the friendly dog. So we're all set. And then, so I did the comparison in terms of, they both I managed to do each one in only one skein of yarn. So this was the skein, the Bernat blanket yarn. And it's I don't know how many ounces it is. It says 10.5 ounces, so 300 grams, 220 yards, 201 meters. So that's how much yarn is in one of these skeins. The dog took all but this much. And the cat took all but this much of the black. Same size skein, but it was a lot of yarn. But thankfully, Joann's has a really good return policy, so I can return the skeins that I did not use if I decide not to make more, which, since it took me forever, I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I would want to do more anytime soon. So, but yeah. So, yay. Adorable. So cute. So cute. Yay. Yes, I had to mix a couple of patterns. Let me see if I can pull it up in case you want to also purchase the patterns. So I used a combination for the dog. I guess I really didn't use much at all other than, oops, what did I do? What did I do? Wrong screen. Here we go. Okay, so initially I was trying to use this pattern, and the body just was enormous, but I did use the ear pattern for this. So, and that's from Tim Magic Ring, also known as Trang Lu off of Etsy. And then I also used the head of this one, Julia Craft, and I also wound up using the tail. And then the same person who did this initial dog pattern I was thinking of using, also did the cat pattern. So this was a 3-in-1 cat or bunny, and I just did it in a solid color rather than the color changes. So I used this body and tail shape and head shape. I did have to adjust the ears a little bit, but yeah. So that's who and what I used for the crochetness, in case you want to know. But yeah, so that was what I did. Part of yesterday was I finished doing the dog head. So it is a lot of yarn. Yeah. It's a very big yarn chunk. You're getting the distinct feeling your feline visitor isn't so much interested in me as he is the breakfast plate. Oh no, it has some omelet crumbs and probably bacon grease. Yes, I would think so. It looks soft. It's very soft, but it is a polyester, I think. So it is if it catches fire, it will burn plus melt, I think, is how somehow. So, but it's very soft. You've been dealing with headaches the last few days. Oh no, so you're hoping you can get through this reread. Gotcha. I hope so too. All right, let's do a card. I'm kind of all over the place today. Let's do a card, and then I have a little bit of work because it's Sunday to do in my bullet journal, and then I will be into trying to get these 2 stickies done. I went and I made sure that I finish the things that I had on there other than those two, or I put them back into the to-do section. All right, so we pulled the electric eel. Bring your ideas to life. How appropriate, right? It is number 24, in case you need a number. Okay, so the electric eel. I love the patterns behind it as well. Bring your ideas to life. Seemingly out of nowhere, the jolt of the electric eel appears to awaken you to a big idea that you are meant to explore. Epiphanies and aha moments are gifted to you right now, so celebrate. Your life has the potential for profound transformation. Inspiration arises within you, electrifying you so that you cannot wait to get started bringing your idea to life. The revelations you experience now are meant to set you on a new path, so do not be afraid to act. Explore, examine, and do not fear the changes that may come, for the Spirit wants to shower you with love, success, and abundance that you hope to experience. Now is a thrilling time of epiphany, inspired ideas, and innovation. This is a wondrous sign for you today. So, shiny new ideas, brainstorming. What if I did XYZ instead of what I have on my outline? Electric Eel says, yes, go with that. So, Becca says, ooh, I was going to brainstorm a new idea for TikTok marketing this stream, so this card is perfect. Yes, do it. Laura says, I've been having epiphanies for Crimson Strings again. Yay. Loving writing it and hopefully finally finishing a draft of it. Yes, love it. Fantastic. Okay, so today is a day to chase the epiphanies. So there we go. All right, we need a timer. Do, 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 do. I'm going to get this all set up. Okay, so first sprint, we have our quiet bird song, and then the chime at the end. We're going to get started with the 25-minute sprint. You have about 8K left in the draft. So close. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Stace says, I'm getting back into an old story, your project from last year. That's right, because you finished the one that you were working on. So you're hoping to figure out the ending as you reread. Excellent. I love it. Okay, so 1, save your document if you've already been working today. If not, now is a fantastic time to pull up whatever document or documents, or a brand new one, if you've got a shiny new idea, that you think you may be working on. So there, I've pulled up mine. 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with. I have tea that has probably been steeping for too long. Yep. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. In case you were wondering what Jen and Becca were talking about, Becca made a dragon bag, and it's very impressive. So I have provided the link. Hopefully it works properly. In case you want to go watch it in all its full glory, and make sure that you like and comment and all the other good stuff. I did go get rid of the tea bag so that it would not continue to oversteep. I have been working on the outline for this piece. I did get through my bullet journal, at least as far as I can like think ahead of the things that need to be done this week, outside of writing, of course. And I stopped at 25, which means I did not get too many words, but oops. Yeah, so I got 196 words added that time, but I'm being very particular about how I want this phrased so that it clarifies things for both myself, the external plot, and like world building. So yeah, there we go. That's where we are at. So I added 196 words, which doesn't feel like much, but it has definitely clarified some things in my brain. So that's good. But it's a big departure from my revision numbers, which are like usually up in 1,000 and some. So it's a very big difference between revising something that's already like halfway decent and trying to make something decent, clarified, and good at the beginning. Especially when I know some of these words are never going to see the light of day. Because it's just information for myself for clarity. I don't know. Maybe it'll see the light of day at some point, but okay. So Laura says Roy was barking, so now we're outside. This is where Jen was like, Becca, the purse. Ah. And Becca says, I had fun making him this morning. Ooh, nice. Amazing. I couldn't sew anything. Despite owning my grandmother's sewing machine, I don't really know how to use it. I always have to ask Mom. I'm like, Mom, how do I thread this again? So yeah. So anyway, here's the Instagram link to Becca's dragon, most recent dragon purse. Jen got 275 words. Excellent. Good. CB got 216 words. But hey, 216 is good. Keiko says, guys, it's been 4 days. 4 days since the Dragon Age Veil Guard came out, and some in our little Discord almost finished. Yeah, there are some people that are they like race to the finish line because they want to know what, I guess, the plot of the game is. And I don't know if they had beta players or not. Sometimes I think some of those speed players are also beta testers. But yeah, there are some people that their goal is to finish the game as fast as possible. So like no side quests, no exploring, just like straight down the tunnel, beat the big bad, and see what the end of the game is. Whereas I'm like, I want to mosey over here and see what this flower is. Can I make it into alchemy? Can I, things like that. So plus I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible at going the way that the game wants me to go. because guarantee if you give me like a cave or a dungeon and it splits off, or it looks like it splits off, like it could just be like a little inlet thing on one side. I guaranteed I'm going to go that way instead of the way I should. Or I'll start making my way down the way I should, and I should get like 95% of the way there. And then I'm like, I wonder what that little other pathway was. And I'll turn around and come all the way back. And it's, I'm terrible. Like my map skills are terrible. My exploration skills are usually pretty terrible too, but my map skills are really really harrowing. Kiko says, oh, Tebecca, oh, that's so beautiful. Stephanie got 488 words. Nice. Excellent. Good. Stacy read about a page after your dad left, then got distracted. I think I need to put my phone in the other room. It may help. Kara got through the rough draft of your blog post. Excellent. Yay. Ooh, Stephanie has made it to over 5K in total. Yay. Excellent. Yeah, that is kind of the goal, but I don't know if I don't think I'm going to get there today. I might. I should be optimistic. I can get there today. Mom Maggie, hello. Started sprinting today, but after eating a bowl of chicken and couscous soup, I really want a nap. Yum. Jen also agrees. Send some my way. In terms of the chicken and couscous soup. Yes, but they don't race. I don't know. Somehow, if your goal is to finish the game as fast as possible, that feels like a race to me. Because of all the lore and the secrets and all of that, you're hardcore fans. Yeah. You put your phone in the kitchen. Hopefully that will help with the distraction during the next sprint. I hope so. Some people who got early access / preview and did reviews said, look everywhere because hints for Dragon Age 5. Ooh, so you go everywhere in every nook and niche and shadow and alley and you destroy all of the boxes. Yes, agreed. Boxes must be killed. And barrels and crates and everything that can be. Right? CB has banned yourself from video games until January 31st. Gotcha. And wooden storage boxes and vases because stuff is hidden there. Yes, all of the breakable things should be broken in the video games. You got so much money already, like 15K. That's faster than you got in Skyrim, and that's saying something. Oh, Skyrim, you have to do alchemy in order to get money. Like, it's a non-negotiable. So there were people on the streams on Twitch and company who spoiled the game for others. Oh no! Imagine waiting 10 years and then someone spoils the end for you. That's frustrating. But on the other hand, I mean, if you're watching someone play it, chances are things are going to be spoiled for you if you haven't played it yourself. So, I don't know. Kiko says, it's just me or am I the only one? Are you on top chat or live chat? If you look at your chat box, sometimes, I don't know, it's weird. So if you look at this, where you say top chat, there's a little arrow down, you can go to live chat, and sometimes there are people's messages that get lost. I generally keep mine on top chat unless I notice that somebody's is not popping up properly. But yeah, but since I have StreamYard, it pops up in StreamYard, so then I can kind of glance over and see. But CB's comment is there for me, so I don't know. You may have to swap yours from top to live. CB says there are usually boxes with hidden objects in Mario Kart 8 as well. I think it is a video game thing. Yeah. I just take everything in the beginning and then sell everything. Yeah. If you're watching someone play it, then you have to expect spoilers. Yeah, there are some people who can play through games super fast. Yes. Yeah. People go into the chats. Oh, okay. People go into the chats of stream and spoil the ending. Oh, yeah. See, that part I don't understand. But again, like, I don't know. Mostly people who actually watch someone race through the games are they're from a hate crew. Gotcha. That has been putting the entire fandom into a bad mood overall. I don't know how many channels I blocked because of that. Yeah. Yeah, that part is frustrating. If somebody in the chat is because the streamers are checking the chat for comments because it's part of their job. And so, yeah, if they're telling people no spoilers, I want to like see the game as I play it, and you're watching it because of that, then having spoilers in the comments is frustrating. Yeah, I understand that. Lexi says, hello, hello, welcome. There was a guy a few years ago who played through all of the endings of Detroit Become Human in 1 week. Yeah, they're people who don't sleep, people who have extremely fast reflexes and can go through the games and has a supercomputer and great internet and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. What was there was the game developer who delayed the release of their game because another big franchise was coming out, and they're like, I'll give you 1 week. I'll give you 1 week to play the other game, then our game is coming out and you can play our game. Which I thought was really cute. But yeah. I can see where spoilers in the chat would be frustrating. Okay, let's do another sprint, and hopefully I can get more than 200 words this time. So, and we're also going to do a 30-minute sprint. Same, nope, wrong one. Do. Okay, now we have the right one. Okay, so same Quiet Bird song. Made sure I didn't get the incorrect one. And second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something you want to promote, be it your YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, website, blog, social media handles, any of that kind of stuff, as long as they are writing adjacent, please let us know where to find you and your work, especially if you have books out recently, books coming out soon, or books on sale. Let us know where to find your books, whether or not you have a pseudonym, that kind of thing. Just remember, if you do not have a Blue Wrench of Power like Mama Maggie has, you will not be able to post direct links. So there is that. All right. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed, or at least consider it. All right. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I'm done with the second sprint. I did cross the 3,000 mark in the document. So I got 546 words. And then I put some name options in the chat so you can kind of weigh in. So Esther, nickname Essie or Renee, or Althea, nickname Thea or Hattie. So if you have a preference for one of those four, let me know. Mom Mega says S for Esther or Esther. I debated. I think it's more common with the H, so I'll probably wind up doing the H. I like the Thea better than I like the Allie. If I'm being honest, for Althea. Becca says, I feel like the fact that you have nicknames for Esther and Althea mean they're closer to you. Honestly, Hattie is probably already the nickname. And I like the nickname Essie better than I like Esther for this character. But yeah, so I'm kind of up in the air. Y'all know I have issues. Like, this was me just like writing down names. I'm like, Esther, Essie, Hope. And then Hatita became Hattie, and then Lily or Rhoda or Iona, Joella or Jubilee, and Hannah, and then I X'd out Dorothy. Then there's the option of Reen versus Renee. I like Renee better. And then I was like, too many names. Too many names. So yeah. Lexi got 1,625. Excellent. Excellent. 1,000 great books. Good evening, y'all. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Happy November. You really like the nickname of Thea, but Hattie for certain friends as well. Yeah. Yeah. 403 words. You love the nickname Hattie and you like Esther Essie. If it's a romance, then having two nicknames where the significant other calls them something different. You like that as a trope. Yeah. Yeah. Sort of like individual name for the one person, right? Althea was the name of Ross and Monica's grandmother and friends. It's a very old fashioned at this stage. It's an old fashioned name, which might mean that it's coming back into style at some point soon. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, and whatever I don't use here, I could always use in another story. So I'm not mad, but I have issues deciding on names. I have real issues, and I still haven't even gotten to the other main characters. So we might have you weigh in again. Anyway, so here Mom Maggie is reminding us to follow our fellow sprinters. Make sure you are subscribed. Here is Keiko's channel. Here is Lexi's channel. Here is CB's. Here is Stacy's. Here is Jen's. Here is Stephanie's. Here is Kara's. Here is Becca's. Here is Laura's. Here is Megan's. Here is Nikki's. And here is Mama Maggie's. So please make sure that you are following and subscribed. Nikki says, I have a leaderboard thing on TrackBear that people can join me and some other friends who are doing your 3-month writing challenge. Is it okay for me to put the code? Yes, that's fine. And I think you have. So here's the code necessary for Track Bear for anyone who wants to join Nikki and some other friends doing a 3-month writing challenge. Putting the fun away did help. You got more read and you did some minor editing as well. Nice. Nice, nice. CB got 171 words. Nice. Thea could also be short for Dorothea. Yeah, but I don't, for whatever reason, I don't care for the name Dorothea or Dorothy. So I tend to, I don't, it may or may not have something with a certain Dora the Explorer, but I'm not real sure. Anyway, so, but no, Dorothy has never been like one of my favorite names. So, I don't think it's going to feature prominently in one of my stories. Here's Thousand Great Books channel. Thank you, Mom Maggie. Stacy says thank you. Mom Maggie says smile. The emoji looks very different in StreamYard than it does on in the YouTube chat. You're tracking your nano words on Track Bear. Nice. Excellent. Yeah. So I'm glad that I at least crossed the 500 mark. That sprint. And we will hopefully be able to do it again. Yeah, to each their own. Yeah, Dorothy is with John Bon Jovi's wife's name, and she's a karate instructor. So you like the name Dorothea more than Dorothy, but you grew up with Wizard of Oz and the Golden Girls. You were too old for Dora the Explorer. I think I'm definitely too old for Dora the Explorer. I think it just was like on the periphery, people making fun of Dora the Explorer the same way they make fun of like Blue's Clues and Barney and like that very stilted speech for very young children. So, but yeah, I don't. So there are some names that that I don't foresee myself using. And some of it is because like I don't want all of the names to be always super eclectic names. But you do want them to stand out a little bit, but you don't like I feel like you want people to be able to pronounce the name when you read it. Or at least, have a go at it. That's one of the things that I find frustrating about some of the high fantasy or the sci-fi books. And I was running it like when I popped up in the name generator, fantasy, sci-fi, whatever, just the name generator. And they're like these incomprehensible. I'm like, well, what kind of grammatical rules does that follow? How do you pronounce that? And you could have 5 different people look at the name and you'd probably have 5 different attempts at pronouncing it. So I feel like some of that issue, just for ease of readability, should like some of those names ought to be like shoved off to the side. Not saying that like Dorothy is hard to pronounce or anything, but there are just some names that I don't think I would ever include, A, because one, I don't like them, or B, because they have issues with being pronounced. So yeah. Let's see. You heard that Malcolm X copied the whole dictionary by hand when he was in prison, so I decided to do the same. You still have 1,729 pages to go. Ooh. Hopefully you picked a smaller dictionary rather than like one of the super comprehensive massive dictionaries. Yeah. You love Blue's Clues, but Barney was a bad word in your junior high. You might be able to use it for a villain or for somebody who dies or is otherwise not in the story much. Yeah. Whereas, like, for me, we had Barney the Dinosaur, but we also had, like, Barney Fife, because we grew up on reruns of the Andy Griffith Show. things like that. What is the actor who plays what's the actor's name? Because they also did the Apple Dumpling Gang, which was hilarious. Loved it. And he has a very distinct face, but I can't ever remember what his actual name is. What is his name? Don Knotts. That's who it is. That's who it is. You had the hardest time pronouncing. Yeah, well, it's like until either the audiobooks came out or clips of J.K. Rowling saying it or the movies came out, some of the names in the Potter books were very much debated. Oxford Advanced Learner's Dictionary, 10th edition. Gotcha. You decided Peggy Carter is petrified of snakes, and when she and Howard get together, he forgets to tell her that he has a pet snake called Barney. I see. Trouble on the horizon is what I see. Mom Maggie has fantasy names in Relic of Time Wars where X is a Z sound, but I have characters who speak English and notice that the way it's pronounced. So Zelucia and Zarina. Zarini, sorry. Wait, but it's ZSH? So is it more of an S on the end or just like pronounced like a Z? Because you have Xavier, who could be pronounced depending on it could be pronounced Xavier. So you have the sort of like X pronounced, or just Xavier. Depending on, and that just depends. So it's kind of like you'd have to put a clue in there somehow as to how it's pronounced. Yeah. If you're looking for a real but unusual name, Lucretia is your family name on your grandma's side. Was shortened to Lou, but by the family. Yeah. Well, I mean, if I was looking at my own family tree, I think we mentioned this before. I could go with a Texana Confidence, which, I mean, Confidence could be a fun name to do, but Texana, I'm not real sure about. But yeah. So Texana Confidence. Colleen is a family name. Audrey. So like I have some older fashioned names, but there's like so many Marys. So many Marys. So yeah. Anyway. The X is a Z sound, making the harshness of the Z softer. To Stacy, it's also a killer song by Megadeth. Lucretia? It was on the list for your kiddos, but it was one of the names that your husband vetoed. Gotcha. Yep. Okay. I think I need to go back to deciding on names and maybe avoiding the male character's name for now and trying to get a little bit more information down. So one of your cousins is Alexandra, but she went by Zandy, like Sandy. Ah, nice. Yeah, that could work. That could work. All right, let's do an present. Share screen. Her Daughter by Lexi. Yeah. There are multiple names or iterations that you can pull from Alexandria, Allie, Lexi, Sandy. Yeah, you can pull multiple names out of Alexandra. All right, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure if you need a break, take a break. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I got 851. So there's that. Another good chunk. And Laura broke your word count record. Yay! Sorry, I have to do some additional math. Just checking and make sure. Okay. I ignored the name issue for now, which allow me to just kind of flow away with the words. So that was good. But I still don't have a decision on the names. I'll do it later. Let's see. All of your kids were born and named during the time when double first names was popular. Yeah. Ashley, Ruth, Sarah Beth, Jenny Ray. Yeah. Ray and Lynn were very popular still. Well, at least in the South. So, and Marie. Mary, versions of Mary. This is where before Laura said, I'm 100 words away from this being the longest story I've ever written, and you still have about 4 chapters left to write. And then you did make that point. Your cousin has a double middle name, but she only uses the first part, and it's hyphenated. Yeah. So Laura broke the word count record. Yay! Excellent. Mom Maggie also said yay to Laura. Keiko wants to know if that was the Crimson Strings. And yes, it was. Currently at 73,398 out of probably about 80K, which is very impressive. 307 words for CB. Nice. 1,000 Great Books is going to start editing now. Enough with the dictionary for today. Fair enough. Ooh, Stephanie got 800 exactly. Love when that happens. Yes. Lovely, lovely. Andy is now streaming. Here's the link for that. QWordy is now streaming as well. So after we finish the last half hour, you'll have places to go. Stacy says, I was doing so good, and then my husband called me from the basement so we could discuss dinner. Gotcha. Double first name even. Yes. Yeah, double all the names. In certain South Indian states, the children take their father's first name as their surname. I'm trying to... So one of my cousins has a version of his father's name, but it was done so that he dropped some of the letters from his father's name. So his name becomes a little bit more shorter or a little bit more diminutive of his father's name, without still his first name. Your oldest has a double name, and you kind of want to do it for your youngest, but all those names your husband didn't care for. Oh no, we didn't veto. We ordered all the names and chose and weighted them. Okay, gotcha. If you had wound up being a guy, you'd have been named Nicholas Joseph. 2 very classic names. So, okay. Let's do one more sprint. I feel like my brain is starting to lose a little bit of steam, even though that was still one of the best sprints I've done. So maybe I can hold out for one more good sprint, but we shall see. We shall see. I'm clicking on things and it's not, wasn't actually clicking. Okay, let's do this. Fourth sprint, right? I think so. Anyway, you would have been a junior if you'd been a boy. By the time your brother was born, your mom had talked your dad out of a junior. That's probably fair, right? All right, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I got an additional 862, and I pulled some male names there in the last like 5 or 6 minutes for my male character. But hey, that means I've crossed the 2,000 mark for today. So not bad. Not bad. Where am I in terms of? Okay, not yet. Okay, so yeah, so I've gotten 862 that time, 2,000 for the sprint session. So I am good. I am happy with that. In the chat, we were talking a little bit more about naming traditions or superstitions, things like that. You heard somewhere that Romans have a thing where your name is linked to your destiny. Couldn't find anything really concrete on Google though. Okay. But yeah, that is a thing. That's one of the reasons why things like Hope and Grace are still a name for girls. And then like you still have the like, well, what does my name mean? You know, does it mean strong? Does it mean brave? Does it mean, you know, that kind of thing. So it's still definitely something that people look at. Colleen had been a family name for a really long time on my dad's side of the family, and I probably would have had middle name Colleen, but we have a cousin, or I have a cousin, named Colleen, and she was misbehaving about the time that they were considering having children. So I did not get named after my cousin. So the name Colleen ended with her. There's also superstitions where, like, if your initials spell a word, it's supposed to be an additional sort of blessing, or superstitions where, like, you're not supposed to name a newborn after someone who is currently living, because that could be bad for the older of the two or the younger of the two who have the same name. There's a Latin phrase meaning the name is a sign or the name is destiny. Okay. Gotcha. Stace says, I read the same line 7 times because my husband kept talking to me. I gave up. I need to go pick up dinner in a few minutes anyway. Gotcha. Amy, hello. 1,065 in your first sprint of the day. That's a very impressive. I am highly impressed, especially for your first sprint of the day. My first sprint of the day is always like really, really low. Just kind of like getting into, like easing into it. Anyway, CB has written 11,594. Amazing. Awesome. Mom Maggie says, I spent the sprint drying the last of my rose petals to make rose tea. Nice. Excellent. CB says, my given name means bright. My confirmation name, which is my non-legal middle name, because I don't have one, means true image. Nice. Nice. Yes, because I have a compound first name, Julianne, there's always sort of like, do you try and find the feminine version of Julian, or is it the two from Julie and Anne combined? So it's kind of like a meh, which one do you want? Anyway, let's go ahead and do the picture poll. So our question for the day was, what is your work in progress's setting? And this is a pretty, not like a huge win, but it's a pretty substantial difference between the two. Urban/suburban, 59% of our work in progresses are set in urban or suburban. 40% are rural, jungle, forest, etc. type setting. And nobody is doing space stations, ships, or planets, and nobody is doing a story in the belly of an eldritch horror, which, if Laura had been writing one of the other stories, we probably would have had at least one. but that's okay. Tomorrow, Monday, is what is your work in progress's genre. So come back for weighing in on that and seeing how we all are staggering for this month. Let's see. Oh, 11,595 for the day. Wow. In total, 15,134 for the 3 days. Amazing. You decided to restart your project because you can do better than the previous drafts. Gotcha. A cavernous room under New York City. That would fall under urban, I think. But yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'll be back and I will have to adjust because it is going to be new time again tomorrow. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3-ish, and Sundays 2 to 5-ish. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to save. Save and stretch and sip and all the other things. And I will see y'all soon. All right. Bye.